Let's see what they have in store for us level 1. I said last game, a lot of the good teams have better level 1s. They accomplish more things, they put down more wards, maybe secure a buff or two, and try to figure out where the enemy team is going to put their champions in terms of laning. So,
Yeah,
um,
a lot of pings coming out from blue side on both sides of the map. I would not be surprised to see an invade come out from blue side. They have the team to really capitalize on that, considering that they could have a slow from Malphite, bubble from Nami, a rune prison from Rise, and then a gap closer from Lee Sin. And there's the bubble, and it lands fantastically. And the Rune Prison follows along with the slow. This is
he's gonna
a lot
have to
of damage.
flash.
He's gonna force the flash, and they don't quite get the passive across. But that was very cleanly done by blue team. They will back off and take that flash for the win that it was.
But meanwhile, to note, their support, the Janna actually tries to make the best of the situation, and she lands a very deep Wraith ward. This is actually a very good ward because it'll basically tell them where the jungler is going. So it's a pretty good play by Janna to, I guess, salvage the situation that their team was in.
Yeah,
So,
that is true, and they will
besides
know
that,
that. They will know that Lee Sin's starting red as soon as he walks past that. As soon as he walks past that ward and goes to blue, so they'll really have an idea of where he's at in the jungle and whether to be scared of that level 3 game top or mid.
But right now, Zac has to play extremely passive. Like, Lee Sin can just walk into his jungle right now and take a lot of either his red buff or his wraiths. So I want to see how aggressive this jungler will play, and that could determine a lot of what the early game is going to be like. Not a lot of lane swaps today, so Zac is actually, he's going to E over Dragon Pit. The ward's going to spot him, though.
Very cleverly done by Lee Sin. He knew that the wraiths were warded, so he walked all the way around, so that he could waste Zac's time, because that was really smart. Because if Zac would have seen him walk past that ward, Zac would have just kind of backed off and decided not to go for the elastic slingshot over the dragon.
It's a very odd play by Zac because their team knew that Lee Sin started red, so it's very strange that Zac chose to go that way. But
so
now
Lee Sin is actually coming in, and there will be a fight. It comes out a little bit of damage. Lee Sin's tanking it, but it doesn't matter. The smite is taken out, and the elastic slingshot over the wall. So Zac
gets away though.
There. Yeah, Zac comes on top with that red ball. So all in all, that was a decent win for Zac, because he did not lose his buff and he got that level 3. But he is being counter jungled by Lee Sin
on bottom. Like poke down on bottom.
Yeah. So bot lane, I would expect a lot of poke to come out from this Janna and Caitlyn, and you know, if they can poke down Kog'Maw enough, they can really force a lot of mana from this Nami being forced to ebb and flow often.
Definitely true. Lee Sin is actually cleaning up Zac's jungle. Zac's actually coming around bottom for a gank.
It looks like there's going to be two things happening. We've got a gank up top as the slow comes down, and Lee Sin is coming in. He's being jumped on by the Jace. Jace may get the kill. Jace gets the ignite and the kill, and first blood goes to Jace. As I go back down to bottom to see this, there's a lot of damage coming out from Kog'Maw, and a kill comes from the goes to the Zac, sorry, as Zac is pressuring this this Kog'Maw. The last slingshot comes down, and it does land. This could be another kill as he's got slow. Oh, but the barrier comes out, and a beautiful Q coming out from the Caitlyn to get that kill. And a lot of good action coming down as blue side, or purple side, I'm sorry, comes out on top there, getting first blood. Oh no, sorry, they did not get first blood. But getting 3 kills to the 1 kill first blood up top.
It's really strange though. I'm not sure what Tsatsulow was thinking right there. He just walked up on Nami straight into the Zac and basically killed himself. That also caused his AD to become baited and get killed himself too, so not very solid play from the support on blue side right now. Meanwhile, Zac's trying to counter jungle Lee. There's not much there. Yeah, so pretty big blunder from blue side. They're gonna be really behind at this point. Caitlyn's decently up on Kog'Maw. She's going to be able to outpoke him. She has her own sustain right now, so I'm going to have to give this lane to her at the moment. Zac also did a pretty good gank. Unfortunately, Lee Sin ganked top, but he also got killed himself, so not the best outcome for Lee Sin. But no double buffs were fed, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, and considering that there was a really nice trade down bottom for that gank, so you know it's not really a big deal. And them being slightly ahead, it looks
Janna
like
pops flash for no reason.
An accidental flash coming out from Janna is that's quite funny there. We'll have to see how much that actually hurts her as Kog'Maw comes in with the slow and the EQ coming out from Caitlyn, which is actually a very neat trick that every Caitlyn player should probably learn. It's as soon as you hit that E, you need to throw out that Q, and you can normally get free damage if that E hits. Your Q is bound to hit.
Lee Sin's trying to gank, but the ward spots him out.
Right, so
yeah,
we'll just kind of back off there and not have to worry about too much, but that ward is going to run out soon, so if he decides to come back through river a little bit later, he will possibly be able to get a successful gank.
So yeah, I mean, both supports making it pretty hard for their AD carry to farm. It's almost like solo queue, tragedy of the comedy of errors right here. Meanwhile, you have Zac coming in. He's actually going to go around Lee Sin. He's going to end up bottom. Their bottom lane has no vision of this right now, but they don't know that he's coming. The problem is, red side bottom lane telegraphs a little bit early, so I think blue side knows what's up, so they're just going to be top lane.
Yeah. So you got Malphite just now back, and
yeah,
he picks up just some wards and some health pots. So it looks like he was taking a little bit more abuse than he really wanted to from that Jace, as red buff is being stolen by Zac here. So we'll have to see. It looks like they're bringing Caitlyn over to get it, which is very very nicely played, and that will give her a huge advantage in lane, especially with that long range that she does have.
So Lee Sin's blue buff is up right now. I'm curious to see if red team makes any dragon plays, because when your AP carry is getting red buff from your jungler, it's actually the perfect time for the enemy team to take dragon, and that's like one of the purple side advantages to Summoner's Rift. So ping goes down on blue for Ryze to come get it. Nidalee's actually getting her own blue, but arguably right now her team can be doing dragon, so I'm not sure if they want to capitalize. I guess they don't. So Nidalee against Ryze, in terms of this mid lane, it's very farming lane. When you send AP Nidalee mid, there are very few champions that she can straight up beat. Like, usually she ends up actually losing to most mids, especially before level 6. Because she can't really, she can't push, she can't really do any much damage unless you just walk into her spears for no reason. But these players are probably too good for that. So Nidalee not having much of an effect on this game yet, but she has her first blue buff, so we'll see if she can shove Ryze out of lane finally.
Yeah, especially now that she is above level 6, that Tiger form really allows her to just kind of like shove the crap out of any lane. And you know, with blue buff, she'll just be able to chuck as many spears as she wants and not really have anything. Jace is going in on this Malphite, but his knockaway actually kind of screws him up a little bit there, because the speed buff that Malphite had just it would allow him to just get away. And Ryze is going in on this Nidalee, but she heals it off, and not much, but just some trading going down from every lane.
Yeah, this is the problem with Nidalee for sure. Like, she can't.
Oh,
she can't
a beautiful unstoppable force coming in from the Malphite to stop this Jace in his tracks. The kick comes out and the ignite, and the Q will follow Jace as he flashes.
Zac got a double kill bottom too.
Oh wow.
Wow. So Zac always with the answer for the Lee Sin top gank with the kill of his own bottom lane. Looks like they're gonna go for dragon. When Nidalee has blue, they have infinite heals, so pretty solid objective team.
This is very well done by Zac, making it a little bit hard for me because I can only give you some play-by-play on one fight, but they will take an unanswered dragon after those. But So they
Actually, no.
continue.
Blue team actually answers with top tower. So
Oh,
this is pretty good because Malphite really wants to group and get those picks. It's actually somewhat hard for him to lane against this Jace. This Jace got a better start. Malphite was forced to go back when the wave was at Jace's tower, which means that Jace has a lot more gold and EXP compared to this Malphite. Even though the Malphite has 2 kills, it's actually somewhat difficult for him to lane against the Jace.
yeah, that's very good to point out. So it looks like purple is kind of grouping around mid. Oh no, Jace decides to back off after Lee Sin has left the jungle. So it'll be very interesting to see what blue team does to kind of answer this turret, whether they're going to keep trying to farm up and just kind of keep the lane phases going a little bit, or if they're going to kind of try and pressure tower as soon as possible.
So not much going on right now. Malphite's wave is actually pushed to his own tower, so he won't be doing much anytime soon. The issue is right now, I guess it just centers more again on this mid lane and jungler battle, because it's still just so hard for this Nidalee to shove Ryze out, because they both have a lot of mana. But if she tries to go into Cougar form to shove the wave, he just blows everything on her, and she ends up chunked to like half health. Meanwhile, on bottom, there's a Lee Sin gank.
Yeah, there's a beautiful bubble landing that will get this kill to Kog'Maw. No,
wow.
A beautiful ulti flash coming out from Janna, but oh, a little bit of an insect play coming out there from the Lee Sin to secure a kill for them. As a fight is going down again at top lane, a beautiful gank from Zac allows a kill to go down on this Malphite. Again, just these junglers
doing work.
Subconsciously, they are ganking opposite sides of the lane at the same time, because there was no ward coverage coming down from either team to really know to answer that. And so as blue team answers the top lane tower kill with another tower of their own, and oh my gosh, could this happen? Could there be a double tower coming down? Maybe not quite enough damage coming out from them two, but a very good chunk will allow them to easily take that tier 2 top tower later. Oh wow.
Jace is gonna get this tower though.
They will get it. So they just answered very phenomenally for that kill up top.
I mean, this is also like partially due to their inexperiences as a team. I hate to point this out, but if you were like watching LCS, if you were watching like very high level competitive League of Legends, the lane bushes would always be warded. Like the junglers wouldn't be able to make these plays. They shouldn't be getting lane ganks bottom at all. So I guess blunders from the supports for not warding properly. So kind of unfortunate.
I agree.
The gank should be a little bit harder than that.
Yeah, they shouldn't really be able to waltz into lane.
Yeah.
Supports normally should be backing to buy wards immediately, and it looks like a
Engage
gank
on
coming down.
bottom.
Beautiful slow and a beautiful ulti from the Kog'Maw, but the rest of the team is there to answer. The last fixing shot comes in beautifully, but an instant kick away from Lee Sin to try and save him as the ulti comes out from Caitlyn, but it's beautifully blocked by the Lee Sin. But a nice spear says the Nidalee
the body block for his support, and he lets her die. Poor support.
Yeah.
So first big push coming out of red team finally. Nidalee has blue. This is gonna be potentially very painful for blue team.
Yeah, it's gonna be very hard to deal with the kind of
Oh
focus you
my
put out,
God.
especially with Jace here and that landing. But Malphite is here. We'll have to see if he decides to use his ulti here. I would not recommend it because it will be a 3v5. But yeah, this is kind of what purple team needs to kind of try and pull off. They need to really aggress and pressure really hard early, because the carries coming out from blue side just aren't as strong at this point in the game as the ones that are on purple.
Nice shot block splash coming out from Jace.
And
Malphite goes in.
an ulti comes in to catch out this Jace, but it's not enough because the Janna ulti saves a life as Jace is finally picked up. and they will continue the chase, but a nice spear does a lot of damage to this Nami as the counter engage coming out from Zack, and he is put into his passive. Nidalee going into Cougar form, flashes to finish off the Malphite. A nice spear doing this could be a kill here as Rise answers it as on a kill on Janna and forces a flash from Kog'Maw. A little premature flash, I think, but he did flash and waste his barrier. Nidalee getting a little aggressive here. Rise lands the Rune Prison. This could be her doom. She pops barrier as Zack is there. Zack with a nice double bubble, stopping any aggression as the flash ulti comes out from Zack and the pickup kill on from the Caitlyn, but I don't think it was worth it as she will most likely get cleaned up here as she can't juke. And the QR combo coming out from Lee Sin to put that trade in their favor.
Huge misplay by Nidalee right there. You never ever want to be in range of Rise unless you can kill him instantly. She let him walk up to her in attempts to bait, but he got the Rune Prison off and she got bubbled by Nami, so pretty big misplay from Nidalee.
Yeah, it looks like Lee Sin is gonna solo this dragon, but actually maybe not. He will be interrupted by Janna, which should scare him off. No, wait.
Rise is coming around.
Rise is sneaking up along with his Malphite. So if the slow comes down on the Janna, the knockup isn't quite enough. They decide to just kind of back off, and they're gonna take this dragon.
Janna's laughing.
Nidalee throws a spear, but does not quite land. As purple team does come in, and they will clean up this Malphite. No, Malphite is waiting. Nobody has no flash or ulti, so we can't really do anything to get away from there. Rise is gonna blow up this Nidalee. She gets a clutch shield from Janna as it stops her, as the ulti from Caitlyn comes out and does a lot of good damage. Elastic shot being charged, and he misses everybody. The complete whip. He gets a little undecisive on which way he wants to go, as they will continue to chase on this Jace, or on this Rise, excuse me. Will they? No, it looks like a nice little disengage coming out from blue team to leave the losses to a minimal, along with getting that dragon.
Blue team had a bit of miscommunication right there. Lee Sin ward jumped out right when Malphite went in, so a lot of miscommunication coming from blue team. They did get the dragon, but at what cost? It seems like they're going to lose mid-turret for this.
Yeah, and red team is really doing a good job now. They did a very good job at getting the early towers top, and then answering straight again with a double tower bot lane. So now that they've taken mid, their map is so wide open. They have range to do whatever they want. If blue team does not ward their jungle up significantly enough, they will find themselves getting caught out or just continually bullied.
So right now, who do you think's actually winning?
Oh, I would have to say purple team by far. They are showing a lot of dominance in their tower siege, and it is very early in the game. 20 minutes. They're approaching, or they're about to be leaving that mid game, but the team comp from purple team is very strong at this point in the game.
Definitely. There's also one thing to point out though, is that the kills on blue side are actually on Rise, so that's actually really, really good for blue side right now. One of the things is that late game Kog'Maw is going to be able to melt Zack anyway. Like, it won't really matter that he has 5 kills. So definitely something to watch out for. Kog'Maw right now, he is Blade of the Rune King. He's not at that point where he becomes unstoppable yet, but he's definitely getting there. He's sort of had a rough early game, but he's starting to catch up. Right now he's about 1.1k gold behind Caitlyn. So
the elastic shot is being charged mid, but he decides not to go on it.
Zack's looking for something, but the problem is the team's not grouped right now. When you're playing co-comp, you want to be grouped and taking towers, but
right.
They're doing the exact opposite right now, so...
Right, I agree. You want to be grouped as often as possible, as soon as possible. Wow, a lot of damage coming out from this Nidalee. This Nidalee, despite only having 2 kills, that death cap is doing work for them right now in their tower siege. Or even in their tower defense.
The Malphite, he actually chose to go haunting guys. If he had a bit more armor there, he could have noticed that Jace and Caitlyn were both on the side lanes, and he could have gone ham, like totally ham right there, and probably gotten 2 picks. So the Haunting Guys, I'd say it's a questionable item choice. It does make him hurt a lot more. Malphite does need some damage.
The Elastic Slingshot being charged,
comes in,
and it will connect, but a flash out. So that's a nice little force flash there. That they will enjoy that. But yeah, also I'd like to comment on what you said about the Haunting Guys. Oh wow, never mind. There's a rune prison. Oh, but they will back off.
Aggressive, pretty aggressive.
They will back off. So as I was saying, the Haunting Guys, I do agree with, was kind of an odd choice, especially because the magic damage that is on purple team right now is very high, with that Nidalee and the Zac being so fed, along with that Sunfire Cape. So even if he just opted in for Negatron Cloak instead of that Haunting Guys, it would be benefiting him a lot more in these fights, because he just takes a lot of damage from all the cloak.
Definitely. When the laning phase is over and when you're grouped, the Haunting Guys doesn't exactly help you. The purpose of the Malphite is to get picks. Like, that should be your top priority. And in order to get these picks, you have to be able to tower dive when your enemy essentially isn't grouped. So, I guess it's kind of suboptimal that he's going this route, but I'm not exactly the world's best Malphite. But
I've had my fair share of ranked 5's top lane Malphite, and you know, I gotta say, you just don't need offensive items early at all. I mean, you find a lot of use being tanky. If you want that early damage, it's better to just build armor, because build armor max E if you want that early damage, because as you see, that Nidalee chunk was huge through his shield. If his shield wasn't there, he would have taken another like 200 health.
Yep. I think blue team is just they kind of get this feeling that they're maybe not ahead, maybe their team comp's not strong enough, but they can really create these pick opportunities, and they really need to, because this Nidalee is just gonna run all over them if they let this go unchecked. Luckily though, Jace doesn't have Muramana yet, so he's not hitting as hard as he should be. But this Nidalee is hitting pretty damn hard right now with her death cap.
Oh, there's the ulti catching out the Caitlyn, but she flashes away. The counter engage coming out from Zac with his ulti. A lot of damage going down on this Malphite from all of the AP, as Kog'Maw will just be ripping through this Zac, and Kog'Maw is going to do work. Kog'Maw's doing very well. He lands the slow as the Rune Pigeon comes out, and he kind of tears through their front line, and that's exactly what blue team needed. They really needed to hold off this tower siege, because without holding that off, without trading well like they did, they are continually falling behind. They really need to stall out as long as possible, because they're most likely just looking to get to that late game. They don't want to have any unnecessary fights, so that's why I think they are playing so passively, like you had mentioned.
Definitely, I mean, blue team needs to realize that they have this potential to be able to get red team off of their towers, and they need to use this potential as often as possible, because what they're not doing is basically going ham when people are out of position. You have to, because whenever you're running a comp full of hyper carries, if you even trade 1 for 1, it's pretty much always worth it, because it's your goal to get to the late game as fast as possible. So
yeah,
I need to capitalize more and just get that Nid, get that Caitlyn away from their towers, so that they can hit late game and just become unstoppable.
Yeah, you know, I definitely agree with that, because as this game is approaching the 30-minute mark, you know, that's where blue team will really kind of say, hey, you've got a problem. You know, you're dealing with 2 hyper carries, and a pick potential coming out from Malphite is huge. So, you know, when it hits around 30 minutes, which is where you see that Baron dance come out, you will definitely see blue team kind of have a significant advantage with the kind of engage / counter engage and Baron kill potential that they have.
Oh yeah. Like, just look at this Rise. He's 5-0-1, he has a Negatron Cloak. It's very hard for red team to kill him right now. In addition, the Kog'Maw is actually still only 1k gold behind Caitlyn, so the gold differential in terms of percentage is actually narrowing. So it's actually I guess the time is basically ticking down for red side to make something happen. They really need one of the towers. They have all the outer towers, so they really need one of the inhib towers. By going down at blue buff, Jace getting caught.
There's an ulti coming out and it is blocked, but Lee Sin ward jumps out as the ulti comes out from both Zac and Nami. There's a lot of damage going straight out from Ryze onto that Janna, and Jace just getting completely destroyed. Ryze is forced to flash out, but that is okay. He does not care as Malphite is chasing down this Nidalee. The Caitlyn, but the finish off on this Zac is going to come out from the Kog'Maw, no problem, as the passive comes down, but they will easily dispose of that. So we're now seeing this superior late game that blue team has brought to the table.
So like, things that went kind of weird last fight, from what I saw, the Zac went to zone Lee Sin and Nami. Lee Sin and Nami were totally out of the fight, and he just tried to tower. He just tried to get a kill on Nami, almost like greedily. So like, one of the issues is like, this Zac is 5 kills. You know, he's pretty tanky. He's got Sunfire. He's got Aegis. I don't think he should be spending his time trying to kill Lee Sin and Nami because he can't.
And a beautiful bubble coming out onto this Janna, and blue team opts out of Baron, which is very smart, with a kill. So, very nicely done there. We were seeing that dragon potential that I was talking about in Champ Select from blue team, as they were 3-manning it at 26 minutes in. That is a very early Baron. Well, not a very early Baron, but that is an early Baron, especially with only 3 people there.
Yep, they have a very, very strong Baron comp. It's actually not so early anymore, but 27 minutes in.
Well, typically you see the Baron being opted for around 32 minutes. So, you know, that's a good 6 minutes or so.
I mean, I just think that blue team is just learning how to play.
The flash ulti from Malphite is beautiful to catch out this Caitlyn, but she is forced to flash. The Nami ulti does not quite hit her, as the Janna ulti is forced there, and she will be taken out very fast. This would be a very good time for them to maybe try and bait the Baron, but the ward coverage from purple side isn't quite there. Oh no, it is in the Baron pit. So that bait will not work unless they can get some vision to clear that.
You know, right now it's becoming so hard to play this Kate and Nid right now. I mean, it's just blue team has like such good engage potential that whenever the carries misstep, they can just ult him with a Malphite and get a pick.
And the elastic slingshot and the flash ulti gonna catch out Kog'Maw, but he managed to get away using that Bork and the peel from his team as Jace comes in to finish off the Kog'Maw, and he will be focused out and finished off there as Caitlyn continues to rip through their team. She was not answered for that fight, so she just kind of got to do what she pleased.
This is definitely what red side needs. They just want a 4v5 with one good spear. They really need to be patient, just have really good mechanics, dodge that Malphite ult, make sure that he doesn't get the perfect ult on like the swishy Caitlyn, and then maybe you have a team fight for red side. Maybe only then. But from their past performances, they haven't let this situation happen. They've been engaged on at tower, out of position. So if they want to have a chance at this game, they definitely need to be in position and poke them down slowly and not die to Malphite ults. And that's not exactly easy. That's really, really difficult, especially when their Ryze is 10 and 2. He does a lot of damage. That Zac just got blown up instantly.
Yeah, but they did do what you had mentioned last fight. They did fix that problem, because you mentioned last fight as the Zac was zoning out the support and the Lee Sin, which just wasn't the most choice there. But as for that fight, he went straight on the carries. He got that Kog'Maw, and he forced a lot of summoner spells there to really help them come out on top on that fight.
Exactly, like this isn't a situation where maybe if we kill their front line and they kill our front line, we're probably gonna win. It's not, because the enemy team has two of the strongest hyper carries in the game, and you need to be able to address that problem somehow. And Zac needs to be on those two people, and he has to make the ultimate sacrifice, basically to die and buy his backline enough to do enough damage.
Yeah, I agree. This Zac and this Jace are basically the only two people on the other team that can really capitalize on the dive potential that they have. Jace is very good at just kind of running in and doing shit tons, excuse my language, doing lots of bursts straight up front. He can really kind of make it work. Make the dives work.
If you're in the Jace player's shoes, right here, like, what do you do in this situation? Ryze pushes one button and Kog'Maw right clicks you twice and you die. Like, this is very, very precarious. So like, they're actually preventing Jace from doing a lot of his all-in damage just because of the amount of threat that these two hyper carries give right now. Like,
right. Well, Jace did just kind of answer your question a little bit. He opted for that GA, so he will be able to dive in there and kind of do as much damage as he can as he dies, and hopefully survive when he comes back up to continue the onslaught. And,
really smart buy from Jace, definitely.
Yes, definitely. And if Nidalee and Jace can, and Caitlyn for that matter, can really just kind of put the poke pain down, and before the fights, they can find a lot of success in these engagements.
Ryze very tanky though. Glacial Shroud, he also has a Spirit Visage, so he's gonna be virtually unkillable. Last fight he only died because he stepped on a Caitlyn trap, which was, you know, pretty unlucky, but you just need that amount of luck to probably be able to take him down, only at the very end of the fight.
Cupcakes are too freaking delicious, man.
Yep.
He might as well be a Yordle. So,
but arguably though, the strategy for blue side should still be the same, like just really go ham and catch people. Your Ryze is 10 and 2 and really have to use that fact. Lisa needs a spear though.
So the Oracles is on Nami, so both teams kind of grouping around Baron here, so they are looking to get Baron. That Baron dance, that 32-minute Baron dance that you see so often from very coordinated and high-level teams, you see around this time very often people are looking, oh, we want to kind of Baron. But as I say that, they're splitting up and going bot lane. So they're looking to pressure bot tower, it looks like.
I feel like we've been talking a lot about this Ryze, but like we haven't really talked about this Kog'Maw. He has 7 kills now.
Wow. Yeah, this Kog'Maw has just exploded in these last team fights. I mean, his damage has just been kind of like putting this Zac in his place. Zac is getting caught out, but he is, oh no, elastic slingshots into the team and ultis. The bubble will miss as Lee Sin goes in. Oh no, that's Malphite. And Ryze is kind of just hammering down on their team. The flash is forced on the Zac, and it will save his life because his passive is up and he will not be dying on his team. The chase is being continued by the purple team. I don't know how wise this is, but I don't think they will necessarily be able to catch them. Wow, a beautiful shock blast hitting Kog'Maw for lots of damage.
Kind of a lack of focus from blue team actually. Lee Sin went in all the way on the far right side of the lane, while Malphite went in on the left side of the lane. So now that blue team's out of position, red team's looking to do Baron. This is actually a really good time to do blue
Especially
the issue
with
is
minions
the 10 and 2 Ryze is coming, so
yeah, it looks like blue team has responded to this quite quickly, but that Baron is being melted quite fast.
The team's gonna get it in time
from
though.
Their team. Yeah, and there is no smite to contest it, so it'd be very difficult for blue team to have even stolen that. It would have had to come from a lot of CC on this Zac into the smite.
And all of a sudden, I think red team is back in this game. Like they're gonna look to push now.
Yeah, you know, red team did a very good job at kind of not letting this late game team that they're up against kind of snowball out of control. They did a very good job at turning these fights around, and they are so ahead in towers that their map pressure is quite strong.
Yeah, definitely. They need to get this Nid blue buff and then just go. Just Just go middle. Not a lot of grouping going on right now. Blue team's pretty much turtling inside their base. They don't have a lot of ward coverage, especially in the north jungle. Ward from red side spots out that the blue buff is up on blue side actually, but let's see if they go for it. Janna's pinging it, I think.
Yeah, there was 3 beams that came out from blue a little bit ago saying that we need wards here. If we don't get wards here, we're going to be in a lot of trouble when they decide to go for this tower. So, we should see purple team decide to group here. It looks like Caitlyn wants to go clear this top wave just so it doesn't get a little out of hand and get free damage on their tower that's already at half health. As Jace will push bot lane out, which isn't a bad idea. If they can get both bot and top lanes pushing in their favor, they will be able to assault this mid tower with the option to migrate either direction.
Blue team knows Caitlyn is top. This is their chance to come back. Lee Sin comes in. Whoa, eats a huge spear.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out, but there's great ultis from Nami as Zac ultis in the back, but Kog'Maw picks up a kill as Ryze puts down a lot of pain, and on this Jace he will die. His GA is popped. Ryze coming in, and he will easily take out this Janna as the exhaust comes out. That will help, but there's not much they can do. Caitlyn is not there as she is now finally getting there. Though the Malphite has barely survived as Kog'Maw helps put down the pain. Another massive amount of burst coming out as Kog'Maw tower dies. He does not care. The red buff actually gets him the kill. Oh my goodness. That was wonderful for blue team. They did such a good job at realizing that Caitlyn was top and saying, hey, you're not grouped, we're gonna punish.
It doesn't matter if they have Baron buff, like Kog'Maw and Ryze don't even care. They just rip through them. Huge misstep from red side. Caitlyn definitely needs to group, especially when their team has Baron and Nidalee just got blue. Like that was their timing window to group. They should have spotted that blue team was coming up mid and respected their ability to catch, but red team actually failed to respect them. Oh my god, Lee Sin goes in for suicide. Malphite misses. Oh,
yeah. The Lee Sin got hit with a spear as he decided to kick into this Nidalee. My guess was he wanted to kick into Nidalee and then get behind her and ulti her to his teammates. And the chase is coming down. A beautiful bubble will stop that Nidalee in her tracks as the team continues to chase. A nice spear will get this Malphite killed, most likely. Oh, the shock blast barely misses, but Nidalee is just too fast going through Bush. She will get the kill. Oh my gosh, Kog'Maw just doing tons of damage here as
he's gonna go down.
Comes in. Jace is just able to put out just as much damage there, and just kind of Zac not giving a single care in the world as he elastic slingshots to safety. So another nice answer coming out from purple team as they will most likely take this tower unless Ryze is gonna man up and say, no, this is mine. But I don't think that's the best idea, as they will answer the first inhibitor taken of the game with a quick next one.
This is the Game of Throws right here. You win, or your Lee Sin abides by the law of Lee Sin and goes in whenever he cues.
Yeah, it looks like another fight is coming out as they jump on this Nami. A lot of damage coming out. The ulti from Nami gonna force them off. Now, I think that purple team actually overstayed their welcome a little bit more there. If
Blue team
they would have just been caught out. Yeah, definitely. Blue team did overstay their welcome on their push as well. But if purple team would have been cut out there, that would have been certain end with Malphite just saying, hey, I don't care about your towers.
Yeah, this Malphite has actually become somewhat tanky. He doesn't have that much armor, but he definitely has that engaged potential. So, yeah. Very scary.
There is 2 Frozen Hearts though, so that's very easy for their team to kind of say towers don't do anything.
I think the biggest problem with this game is that, oh wait, slight engage top, Lee Sin's getting caught.
Oh, beautiful ulti coming in from Malphite, gonna save his Lee Sin as the ulti from Zac comes out, and a lot of damage on the Jace there will get him killed. Kog'Maw is just tearing through the team along with his fellow Ryze. they are destroying this team when it comes to the damage that they can just put out. As a bubble is flashed so that she doesn't die, a nice spear will put Kog'Maw down to half health from full. A nice net will keep Caitlyn safe as they kill the Zac passive without a problem. Malphite's really low. One spear will kill him. We'll have to see if Nidalee can pull it off. Ryze eats a spear, and they
It's
will
actually
just
very hard for Blue
back
Team to
up.
push at this moment. Even though they've gotten 3 members of Red Team, they can't push because of Nidalee and Caitlyn. Very solid wave clearing defending champions. Yeah, like a huge problem with this game, I think, is that neither team really respects the team comp of the other team. Like, people just get picked off, caught out in the open. They don't respect the Malphite ult. They don't respect the Flash rune prison. And I guess in terms of Red side, like they don't like sort of anticipate how much damage spears do, and a lot of their carries just try to duel in situations where they can't even win. Like the Lee Sin going for the Q, I guess, is one of those situations. Baron comes back up. Holy crap, I'm pretty tired.
Yeah, this blue team isn't really respecting how much this Zac can kind of disrupt, and
oh yeah, totally. Thornmail also.
Yeah, he can just kind of survive the damage that's being put out from their team. As a spear,
huge spear. Oh my god.
If that shock blast would have landed, it probably would have been doomed for that Nami.
Team captain almost goes down right there. That would have been pretty funny. Zac is gonna group with his team. So pretty big standoff. You know, the Poke comp doesn't want to be in this situation. They need to push hard right now. Both sides have super minions, but they really need to push down this mid and siege bottom.
Yeah, they have 2 GAs on their team, so they are ready for a fight. They are itching and waiting for this fight.
Definitely.
So, as this game continues, the next major thing that both these teams are going to be looking on is to stop/get this Baron. The only ward coverage right now is a double ward going down at pretty much the same exact time from purple team, as it's now being cleared by blue with the oracles. A nice spear landing. Man, one thing I'd like to point out about Nidalee is she is so good at stopping Barons, because when teams are doing Baron, she has a guaranteed hit. They're also
sneaky play from blue side though. They're hiding in this bush trying to catch someone.
Yeah, and GA is now on Kog'Maw, so this is gonna be a big problem.
Oh my god.
As this Nami is just face
Nami is
checking.
very overeager.
Yeah, she's face checking too much poke. Way too much poke.
But the thing about this blue team is that Kog'Maw is 6 item and so is Ryze. Like, they're both 6 item. They're not gonna get any stronger. But that might not even be necessary because they're so unbelievably fed. Like, Nidalee's behind. In like a straight up fight, she won't do as much as Ryze or Kog'Maw, definitely. Jace also, I can definitely say the same about Jace. Like, their like team fight is it's just so hard to make anything happen. They really need to play this stall game, but like once they do manage to stall, like what can they possibly do against a team that has such a good late game?
Yeah, there isn't much except for that continual poke. If they can continually just kind of say, you're gonna die eventually if we keep chucking spears and keep hitting you with shock blast, and our Piltover Peacemakers just land nicely, you know, they can really just abuse that with their hard engage from Zac. That's pretty much their only answer at this point. So another Baron dance just kind of going down.
Both teams definitely respecting each other now. They're pretty scared.
Definitely, the teams are being very cautious. A ward does not spot those backs, so it looks like blue team will be a little bit in the clear here. As
Yo, Kog'Maw, like he has no reason to buy. He has no reason to farm now. He's just stacked, GA included. So
yeah, I would expect him to be farming though to replace that static shiv, because
Maybe, yeah.
as the game goes on,
So
he's gonna
Zach gets caught. Oh my
yeah,
god,
pick
huge
is getting on the
outlet.
Zac as a whole bunch of damage comes out, as a beautiful Nami ult hits a few people, and there it is, the pick from the Malphite ulti, and the massive amount of damage that Kog'Maw can put out will really kind of stop us. The flash Moon Prison really securing another kill for them. Rise just kind of doing work, as this could be it. This is most likely the game, unless Jace and Caitlyn can hold them off along with their GAs.
Yeah, like this is the problem with their comp. Like the Caitlyn can't land auto attacks. The Jace can only land shock blast just because they're always running. They're always running because their Zac can't stay alive. Like
Yeah,
it's
so,
very very hard for like Zac to just do anything in this situation.
yeah, and so
Even if he's 6 items.
it looks like blue team decides to go for this Baron, and you know, purple team is gonna answer with a push straight to inhib. So
Blue team needs
you
a
know,
split
blue
right
team,
here.
yeah, blue team easily destroys this dragon, and will most likely still have time to defend this if they have home guard, which two of them,
They're coming.
four, all five of them have home guard. So it looks like this could be game right here, as the kill on Caitlyn and Jace will come out popping their GAs, as the bubble from Nami comes to try and stop this from Jack from getting away, but he elastics and shots, so that's not a problem. As the kills come out, and this is game, and it looks like Janna says, "Yep, it is. I'm gonna place every ward on my."
Jace can't even get his Q animation off in melee form. That's how ridiculously fed the enemy
Well,
team
I'd like
is.
to point out she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 wards right there. 3 of them being from her Sightstone, and the other 4 being from what she bought. So as you come up, as you see this this damage from the tower does nothing, but Zac is coming in and doing a lot of damage, but Kog'Maw does not care as he shreds Zac apart. The beautiful Janna ulti will stall a little bit, but one auto attack destroying her, destroying that Janna, as the passive is procced on Zac. They get one tower. It looks like they will just focus down this tower and then the Nexus for a nice two game victory coming out from
Solid play
Team
from
Tsatsulow.
yeah, Tatsuo going 2-0 tonight so far.
Yeah, they did very well that game, and it just, the late game is what kind of kept them in the game, because purple team just was not able to finish off the game in the time that they needed.
Alright, so I mean, to review, I guess, when you're playing a poke comp, you have to have it down to a science. Like, you can't make the mistakes that they made. If you do, you're just gonna be behind the whole game. Like, purple team only got towers when blue team basically threw. So, yeah, poke comps are definitely hard to play. They could have grouped a lot more and been caught less out of position, and they probably would have had a better game then.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd necessarily throw that into the poke comp category, though it was a poke comp. It was an early game win comp, an early game pressure comp. And you know, if you're gonna do something like that, like you said, you gotta have it perfect. You gotta know that you can take these towers quick and that you cannot get killed, because you cannot let late, especially if you're up against a late game team comp, you cannot let the late game carries get fed like this Rise and Kog'Maw did, going 15-5 and 14-2. That is just too much to deal with when it comes to late game.
Do you think Rise is a must ban against Tatsuo? I think so.
At this moment, it looks like
It's been a big bully both of the games that they've played.
Yes, it looks like 2 of their players can play Rise very effectively, so it would not be a problem ban at all. It would not be a wasted ban at all. It would really shut down what's been implemented into 2 of their team comps right now.
So I don't know what the last match of the night is yet, but alright, we're going offline.
We're going offline. Yeah, we're going offline for now. So thanks for watching. We will be back with